we have to or should be a certain way as we go through this process. And the interesting thing is, what I noticed is, even though you and I could sit in the same room and receive the same information, the way we process it, the way it's going to land for each one of us is going to be different. So, I think that's where the shoulds are like, well, how come this person got this out of it? Or, you know, I'm seeing this person going through a journey and, this is where they are. And in our journeys, we're still making ourselves wrong. And it does get
Yeah,
stressful. It's like
right?
meditating, right? Like you're supposed to meditate and be quiet, and all your mind is doing is chattering to you, like, shh, be quiet, shh, don't talk, shh, stop.
Yes. And I love what you just said. Like, I think that there's just an epidemic of making ourselves wrong.
Mm,
And that just creates so much stress and um, dissonance in the body, and takes us out and away from our intuition and our inner knowing.
mm,
I think for a long time, I felt that intuition was a special skill, like
yeah.
something, like, oh, when I used to hear, 30 years ago, someone say that they were intuitive, I would think, oh, ooh, wow. And now that, I've spent time connecting with myself and really developing my own intuition, I realize that we're all intuitive. It's part of the package that we come with, just like, you know, being able to see or hear or taste, to whatever degree each of us are able to do that. Not everybody comes with all our senses, but fully on board. But I do believe that intuition is one that we all have across the board. And if it was taught at home and taught in school, we would all grow up connected to divine source, to our inner knowing, to our greatest good. And we could avoid this constant self-doubt and second guessing and wondering, am I doing it right? Should I do this or should I do this? Should I do this food, or, should I be vegan? Should I be keto? Should I be, all, like, in that conversation can be in any realm, but that's just an example. But we live in a time where there's no shortage of information on any topic, which is such a blessing. But if we're not connected to our inner knowing, it can be so confusing.
mhm. It's interesting that you say that, and you did use like keto or, paleo or whatever.
Right.
There is no one size fits all in anything. In, like, you get a top that says one size fits all. No, it's not
Not.
true. It's not true. And I've seen that in even my own, not just my own healing journey, spiritually and intuitively and all of that, but even like when we're looking at nutritionally, it's not one and done. And it's not a done. There's never a done. We're always continuously growing and dealing with those things that have had us question who we are. Are we worthy? Are we enough? Am I doing it right? I think that's a question that runs in everybody's mind, is, am I doing it right? But it is, what is it that we need to do right? And part of, I guess, the healing process is getting to a place of understanding that there is no right or wrong. It's just an is.
Yeah, it's our own path.
Mm, mm-hmm.
we get to do our own path. And the only way to really, feel, that it's, again, air quote, right, because there is no right, is by moving connected to our own heart and our own light. So if we are looking at someone outside of us, which is, of course, we all fall into comparison. It's completely normal. And I would never say, oh, stop comparing yourself to other people, because, we want to minimize that, but it's just impossible in the world we live in of social media and billboards and everything that is around us, magazines, whatever content we happen to even glance at as we check out of the grocery store, to see something other than how we look or feel or are operating in the world and think, oh, they're doing better than I am, or maybe my life should look like that. Or, I just even think of like the magazines I see in the checkout line of the grocery store of like, top 10 healthy summer recipes. And, it's just like, well, I don't have any, I don't have like a top 5 summer recipes. I don't know. Should I have top 10 recipes for every season?